Today's video is the first of a series of videos that's going to be on buying a home in the Nashville, Tennessee area. Today is step 1, and you can't skip this step. See you on the other side. Hey guys, as promised, today we're going to talk about the very first step that you need to take in buying a home in the Nashville, Tennessee area. If you're new to my channel, I am Susan Thetford. I'm a 35-year career realtor here in the Nashville, Tennessee area, and also one of the few natives. So I know a thing or two about my city, and I love it. So I hope you'll stick around. Please subscribe to my channel, and be sure to ring that bell that you see down there on the, down there I think, on that side. Ring that bell so you don't miss a thing. You'll get notification whenever I drop a new video, and that's once a week. So as promised, this is a video about how to buy your first home. And the very first key step is to select your realtor. Now I know you have all kinds of options. There's all kinds of EBuyers. You don't even need a realtor. You don't. If you know how to do every single one of these steps, and this is probably 12 of the 78 steps, that is the process of the home buying process. If you know all of these things and you're not worried about making sure that every T is crossed and I is dotted, and you have the time to go for yourself, I'll let you be the judge once you hear this list. So number 1, select your realtor. Your realtor is going to be invaluable to you in helping you think through the entire process. Number 1 is they're going to help you do the research. You sit down, talk about your goals, the number of bedrooms, number of baths, how far you want to be from your work, look at working on schools. Now, here's what we'll do. My best recommendation for that is to do your own research on the educational websites that your realtor can give you. You do the research because, a good school can be very subjective, but your realtor will know the places for you to do that research and have a comprehensive conversation about what it is you want, what you don't want, and then help you prioritize them. The next thing your realtor is able to do is recommend a lender, a mortgage lender, who is going to take you through the pre-qualification process. Look, any realtor worth their salt is going to have you sit down. They know the good mortgage officers who works well together, who gets the job done, who responds when things are questioned, who has the heart of the teacher and can help you through the process working together as a team. Your realtor can give you that recommendation, and please listen to it. Again, 2 or 3, talk to each one of them. They'll help you guide through that process. But don't get in the car. Don't leave yourself open for heartache by not going and getting a pre-qualification. Next thing your realtor's going to do is set up the showings, go with you to the showings, help point out things that are great. Maybe they meet your list, things that maybe you haven't seen because you're so excited about how fabulous that kitchen is, but you haven't noticed that there's no dishwasher, or you haven't seen the cracks in the foundation, or you haven't necessarily seen maybe some of the cracks in over doorways, that some might be okay and some might signify foundation issues. Your realtor can help point out some of those things and the attributes of the neighborhood, or things maybe to take a look at. How do you feel about the 17 cars parked along the street? Those are good questions. Your realtor can help point those things out. So although people buy on emotion, you still gotta use your brain, use your head, and your realtor can help you point those things out. And then of course the next step is all the coordination of getting a home inspector, getting termite inspections if necessary, maybe the radon, organizing all that. They can recommend inspectors. They go through the process of doing all that organization. Do you have time? Do you have time to call 3 or 4, get their prices, get their timing, call back to the seller, find out if that works okay with them, have it be no, then you get the point. Do you have the time for all that? Don't know, but you might. But they're going to help you get the warrant, get the inspections all set up. They're then going to help walk through the repair list of those inspections. They're going to write up those negotiations that you ask for, and then renegotiate it with the seller's agent and the seller. And you may well go back and forth many times. You have to have it on the right documentation to be legal. You have to have a lot of negotiation skills And sometimes it's just really much tougher to negotiate for yourself, but it's up to you. That's what a realtor does for you. As I said, that realtor is going to recommend your inspectors. They're going to recommend radon inspectors if you want to do that. They're going to recommend maybe structural engineers if that report found all those. They're also going to coordinate getting more inspections done. Do you have time for all that? Maybe. The next thing they're going to be doing is coordinating with the contractors to get those repairs possibly done, or coordinating with the contractors to get their bids so that you then know how to renegotiate if there's a negotiation on the inspection report. They're also going to audit. Say you've come to the inspection report, you've agreed to everything, and then you're getting toward closing. The seller was supposed to make those repairs. You got to get the contractor's list of what they did, see the receipts, see that it's all paid, so that you can get clear title. It gets complicated. Do you have the time to do all that auditing? Your realtor does. That's what we do. Next, your realtor is going to organize and schedule the final walkthrough. That's when you and your realtor go through the house, you see that things are in basically the same kind of condition as when you purchased it. You're going to see that the repairs that you negotiated were done, and were done correctly. You're going back through those audited receipts. You're setting up the close. Your realtor sets up the closing and the time with the title attorney. They're going to review that closing statement prior to the sitting down at the closing table. They're going to help review that and make sure, based on the contract, that everything is exactly the way it was negotiated. They're going to help do that review with you and for you prior to closing. Sounds like there's a lot going on here, but we're still not finished. Next, in all probability, it doesn't always happen because closings often get changed an hour, 2 hours, but in all probability, your realtor is going to make every effort to show up at the closing, to be there with you at the title company, to give you a hug, to congratulate you, to hand you the keys, hand you a gift. They're going to be there for the closing, but they're still there afterwards, and that's what's so important. You know, I've had people recommend me for years. I've also had people call me on a regular basis. Who do you recommend to do some repair work on my roof? Who do you recommend to sink my gutters into the ground and parse out to the street? Who do you recommend to come clean out the septic? We are your go-to people because we know the contractors. We know the people who are out there in the industry doing the work on a daily basis. So we become your Rolodex. So that's kind of a lot. And that's not even exhaustive. I just didn't want it to go on forever and ever. But that is step one in purchasing a home in the Nashville, Tennessee area. That's step number one. Next, we'll go to step number two, which is finding the lender, pre-qualification, better pre-approval, so that you are in the best negotiating power when you find the home that you want to find. And your lender is going to help you with that. We'll talk about that in the next video. Meanwhile, if you can't wait, please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Take a look at some of the other videos. Maybe that one is exactly speaking to you. Or maybe that one. I don't know. Take a look. And subscribe by ringing that bell down there so that when a new video drops, you will be alerted. You'll get an email, and that way you don't miss a thing. Next is going to be the pre-approval, pre-qualification process. See you soon.